All rise. Veuillez vous lever. Please be seated. Veuillez vous asseoir.
We are in open session, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Mr. Steinberg, I understand the prosecution has a matter to raise briefly.
Thank you, Your Honours. It's more in the line of housekeeping and planning of the way going forward, and it relates to the order of witnesses to follow the present witness. And we undertook to keep both the Chamber and the defence updated on where we stand with the witnesses. Mindful of the fact that we're in public session, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we anticipate the next witness, who is P189, is present and ready to proceed. The witness who was scheduled after that was witness P438. We've encountered logistical issues with that witness, which will delay the travel of that witness to The Hague, probably to the extent that it won't be possible to hear that witness during this session. The proposal of the prosecution then is that we would follow the order, and we've brought the next witness, 376, forward. That witness, in fact, arrived in The Hague already, so that witness will be ready to go as soon as 189 is finished. The following witness we intend to lead is witness 356, and I raise this because my learned friend, when we informed the defence yesterday of the amended order occasioned by the logistical issues with 438, my learned friend this morning indicated that the preference of the Ruto defence team would be that this witness be called at a later stage to provide them with additional opportunity to prepare, I understand. I undertook to look into that. From my initial consultations, it seems that that's going to be difficult because the VW have already booked tickets and got visas, and the process is already in order. So unless there's an order from the Chamber otherwise, I propose to stick to this order of witnesses. The second issue is far less important, and that relates to my availability over the next coming days. Unfortunately, I have an engagement which I can't get out of, which is going to cause me to miss the last session today and the following 2 days. With the permission of the court, in my absence, my learned friend, Mr. Omofade, will lead the prosecution team.
I'm grateful, Mr. President, Your Honours, and I wish my friend safe travels, and hope he gets back in short time. In relation to witness 356, we were informed yesterday, sometime in the evening, I believe it was, that there had been a change or proposed change in the order of prosecution witnesses. And I alerted my learned friend this morning that it puts us in difficulties. Your Honour, and the bench, of course, is aware of the history of these proceedings, and that previously we had made an application based on the considered view of all counsel that we required until November in order to be ready. Your Honour, we've complied with the orders of the court, but we are really working not only 23 hours a day, or at least having 3 hours sleep. We've tried to prioritise our investigations in relation to the original witnesses, the order of witnesses we had been given. This witness is quite massive. There's, I haven't counted exactly, but volumes of transcripts to go through. And it's also complex defence investigations that are required, that are time-consuming. Your Honour, we've also lost the 1 week break that the court was going to grant us, in which the defence would have availed ourselves of certain investigations. But, Your Honour, we did not anticipate this witness would come so soon. It is an important witness for the defence. I know previously my learned friend had talked about an expert that could be interposed. But, Your Honour, what I'm asking is, what my request was, is the prosecution put that witness back so that we can effectively confront that witness. It's an important witness, and it's one that we say would be disadvantaged.
Prosecutor, the only difficulty then, it seemed to me, let me start afresh, it seems to me that you were amenable to accommodating the Ruto defense in the request to call this witness later. But is it the case that the only difficulty you're having is because the VWU may have already bought tickets?
That is half of the problem, of course, Your Honours, the arrangements that have already been made for this witness. The other half of the problems is then to make arrangements for a new witness. It would be possible to interpose the expert, Mr. Moper, I believe. I'll have to look into that, but I believe that would be possible. But that will probably only delay this witness by, I would estimate, 3 or 4 days, which means that we're still going to get to this witness before the break. So I don't know how much that's really going to assist the defense. If we don't have this witness before the break, I'm not optimistic that we will be able to fill the time between now and the break with witnesses and keep the court occupied. So that is the other difficulty that I face.
Mr. Khan, you may continue. Sorry.
Yes, Your Honour, I do understand the various difficulties, and I wouldn't make the application lightly. And I take my friend's point that half the problem is the administrative issues, but normally I think from experience, if VW issue tickets, they are wise enough that they do it in a way that the tickets are flexible for these very eventualities. But, Your Honour, of course, I don't know. I'm not privy to the other witnesses available at this moment. All I would say is that some witnesses go to the heart of the case. Some are more peripheral. This is an important witness, really one of the critical witnesses that we dispute, fundamentally dispute. And we need to be in a position to have conducted the basic investigations at least, and so that we can properly, adequately challenge the witness. You're on this 600 pages, 400? 600? 600 pages of transcripts to go through. But there's also ancillary investigations that are absolutely essential if we're going to have meaningful cross-examination. So I wonder if we could leave it like this, if the court was so minded, that VW perhaps be informed to vacate the travel that's been booked, and for the prosecution to use their best efforts to fill that time. But, Your Honour, if it came down to a choice, and my submissions were requested between an adjournment or simply calling the witness when we're not ready, I would say that an adjournment is definitely the lesser of the two evils. And, Your Honour, that's all I can say at the moment.
Mr. Katwa.
Mr. President and Your Honours, the witness mentions Mr. Sang, and we would very kindly request for more time. We had not expected that this witness would be moved so much high up. Mr. President, his mention of Mr. Sang is to a very substantive extent, and we would really make good use of more time if we were afforded. Thank you, Mr. President and Your Honours.
So, Your Honours, if I can just clarify, I know that the witness list has been adjusted on more than one occasion, but as far as the latest adjustment is, basically what we've done is moved all the witnesses up by one witness. It's not a huge adjustment. We've always maintained that the witness Moper will be kept in reserve, but that's our strong preference to give preference to Kenyan witnesses, especially those that have security issues. This witness is one such. I won't say any more in open session. So the other inquiry I was going to make, because we're still unfortunately in the dark as to where we go as far as the sitting schedule is concerned after the 1st of November. We anticipate if other cases run as they should, we will not be sitting for November. But I wonder whether Your Honours are able to give an indication of whether we would sit again this year or whether we would only reconvene in 2014. if matters run according to schedule. My concern is that with everything that as your honours know, is transpiring surrounding this case, the sooner the witnesses testify, obviously the better, especially important witnesses.
Thank you. We will revert back to the parties as regards the second issue, your request about the sitting schedule for the rest of the year. But before we round up on the matter of the adjustment of the list, and I'd like to hear from Mr. Naratsetseng whether you have any observations, and also whether the witness we're talking about is a dual status witness. Do you know?
Mr. President, thank you for
Again, remind me, what witness is it now that you need more time?
Your Honour, 356. We need more time, please.
We will hope that the parties can liaise some more and see what more can be done amongst council to resolve the matter. If all is exhausted, then we will have to issue directions. When do you think you're in a position to make your final efforts at resolving it amongst yourself? Can we take it up tomorrow? In any event, we will not be in a position to issue any ruling on the matter today.
Your Honour, just to assist, and so my friend doesn't have to respond twice. As I said, this is an important witness. If there are other issues that the prosecution have concerns about, or there are other difficulties that we're not privy to, my preference always is to have a witness be examined in chief and cross-examined immediately thereafter. But, Your Honour, again, in a league of options, if the prosecution cannot put the witness back to give us the time that we need, and if the court then was not minded to grant an adjournment because that wasn't possible, then the least worst option would be prosecution be given leave for the witness to be called to give evidence in chief, and to go back, and for the defence to be given leave to recall him and cross-examine him once our investigations are where they should be. Your Honour, I just raised that as hopefully a constructive proposal.
As one more option.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Your Honours. In the world of options, that would probably be the prosecution's least preferable option, because experience has taught that lengthy delays between examination and cross-examination are not fair to the witness and are not in the interest of the search for truth. I will make sure that the necessary consultations are made with VW during the course of the afternoon, and I expect my learned friend will be able to update the chamber with the available options tomorrow morning.
In the meantime, keep talking amongst yourselves, or between yourselves, rather, amongst it should be, because Mr. Sang's also defense is involved, and see if council can resolve this on their own. But we'll take up the matter again tomorrow. We will now bring down the blinds and bring in the witness.